Vintage electronics connect us to the history of innovation. Radios, cassette players, VCRs, early computers, gaming systems, and CRT televisions once represented the latest advances in consumer technology. Today, these devices may be maintained in collections, displayed in museums, used by hobbyists, or stored in boxes for decades. Preserving meaningful technology helps future generations understand how electronics evolved. However, keeping every obsolete device can create storage, safety, and environmental problems. Responsible ownership means distinguishing purposeful preservation from unnecessary accumulation and knowing when equipment should be maintained, repaired, transferred, or responsibly recycled. Interest in retro technology has grown as people rediscover the designs, experiences, and memories associated with older electronics. Collectors may focus on a particular manufacturer, decade, product category, or important period in computing, communication, gaming, music, or home entertainment. Hobbyists often enjoy restoring devices that contain mechanical parts, analog circuits, early computer components, and manufacturing methods that are no longer common. Cassette players provide access to original tape collections, VCRs play recordings unavailable in other formats, and early computers run original software and operating systems. Classic gaming also creates demand for older consoles, controllers, cartridges, and CRT televisions. Some games were designed around the response time, screen shape, and display characteristics of CRT technology. Museums and schools may preserve representative equipment so students can examine how technology was constructed and how quickly it changed. Online communities help owners find repair instructions, identify devices, locate parts, and connect with potential recipients. However, age alone does not make an item collectible. Each device should be evaluated according to its condition, rarity, usefulness, significance, and realistic demand. A thoughtfully maintained collection is different from a large quantity of forgotten electronics. A purposeful collection usually focuses on a category such as early computers, vintage radios, classic gaming systems, historic audio equipment, or products from a particular manufacturer. The equipment is identified, documented, organized, and protected. The owner understands what each item is and why it deserves preservation. Accumulation often begins when electronics are placed in storage because no one is ready to decide what to do with them. New devices continue to enter, while older items are rarely reviewed. Boxes may remain unopened, devices become buried, and owners lose track of which items work, require repair, or are missing components. Duplicate equipment may also occupy space even when only one example is needed. Poor organization separates cords, manuals, controllers, and accessories from their devices. Heavy equipment may be stacked on fragile products, and CRT televisions or computers may sit on unstable surfaces. Storage costs can eventually exceed the equipment's realistic financial or historical value. Regular reviews allow every item to be classified as functional, repairable, useful for parts, historically significant, ready for transfer, or appropriate for recycling. The goal is to keep collections purposeful, manageable, and protected. Electronics continue aging even when they are not being used. Rubber belts and rollers inside cassette players, VCRs, printers, and other mechanical devices can stretch, harden, crack, or become brittle. Equipment that worked when stored may later fail because a belt can no longer transfer movement from the motor. Heat, sunlight, temperature changes, and age may discolor, weaken, warp, or crack plastic housings. A case that appears intact may break when the device is lifted. Humidity and moisture can corrode contacts, connectors, switches, wiring, and circuit board components. Adhesives, foam padding, labels, insulation, and protective materials can also deteriorate. Components such as capacitors may become unreliable with age, so equipment stored for many years should be inspected before power is applied. Dust can enter through vents, controls, tape doors, and damaged housings. It may restrict airflow, interfere with mechanical movement, and hold moisture near sensitive components. These changes often occur slowly and remain unnoticed until serious damage has developed. Regular inspections, cleaning, proper storage, minor repairs, and timely decisions improve the chance that equipment can be preserved instead of becoming impossible to restore. Portable vintage electronics often contain batteries that were forgotten before storage. Radios, cassette players, calculators, cameras, toys, handheld gaming systems, remote controls, flashlights, and early portable computers may contain removable batteries. Over time, batteries can leak and corrode contacts, springs, wiring, circuit boards, and nearby metal parts. A device that looks clean outside may contain serious internal damage. Battery leakage can significantly reduce a device's practical and collectible value, especially when rare components are damaged. Every portable device should be inspected rather than assuming its batteries were removed. If the compartment is difficult to open, consult the manufacturer's instructions or an experienced technician to avoid breaking aging plastic doors and fasteners. Avoid direct contact with leaking material. Leaking, cracked, swollen, or heavily corroded batteries require careful handling and appropriate protection. Vintage devices may contain alkaline batteries, rechargeable packs, button cells, or specialized batteries. Different types may require different recycling and transportation procedures. Loose batteries should not be mixed randomly with electronics, cords, or metal accessories. Their terminals may need protection to prevent contact and short circuits. Battery inspection and removal should be part of regular collection maintenance. Storage conditions strongly affect whether vintage electronics remain stable or deteriorate. Basements may expose equipment to humidity, condensation, leaks, and flooding. Devices stored directly on the floor are especially vulnerable. Attics may become extremely hot in summer and cold in winter. Repeated temperature changes can damage plastics, rubber, adhesives, insulation, and electronic connections. Garages and outdoor sheds offer limited protection from humidity, dust, pests, severe temperatures, and outdoor contaminants. Insects and rodents may enter through ventilation openings, damage wiring, and destroy boxes, labels, manuals, and other documentation. Sunlight can fade controls and labels while discoloring and weakening plastic housings. Dust can interfere with ventilation and mechanical movement and make restoration more difficult. As cases deteriorate, devices become harder to move safely. Cracked cabinets may break when lifted and expose sharp edges or internal parts. An entire room of leaking batteries, damaged screens, weak insulation, and unstable equipment can become an expensive and potentially unsafe project. Equipment intended for preservation should remain in clean, dry, stable, and accessible conditions. When an item has no realistic purpose and storage conditions are poor, responsible transfer or recycling may protect more value than continued storage. Some vintage electronics have historical, practical, or financial value, but age alone does not make a device collectible. Many radios, televisions, VCRs, computers, and audio devices were produced in large quantities, and common models may remain widely available. Rarity can increase interest when a product had limited production, introduced an unusual feature, or was sold for only a short period. Technological significance also matters. Early computers, gaming consoles, and audio equipment that introduced important capabilities may deserve professional evaluation. Condition strongly affects value. Complete, clean, functional equipment is usually more desirable than devices with corrosion, cracks, water damage, or missing parts. Original manuals, packaging, cables, controllers, software, cartridges, remote controls, and proprietary power supplies may increase completeness and usefulness. Documented ownership, use, purchase, or restoration history can also add context. Record, model, and serial numbers because similar-looking devices may differ in rarity or importance. High online asking prices do not prove what buyers will pay. Completed sales, collector communities, repair specialists, museums, and knowledgeable appraisers may provide more realistic information. Individual evaluation protects genuinely important artifacts while allowing damaged or common equipment with little remaining value to be responsibly managed. Good organization protects vintage electronics and makes future decisions easier. Create an inventory that includes each item's type, manufacturer, model, and serial numbers, condition, accessories, and storage location. Photographs provide a visual record and reduce unnecessary handling. They can also help identify devices when seeking repair advice or potential recipients. Label every item according to whether it works, requires repair, is reserved for parts, has not been tested, or is ready for recycling. Keep power supplies, cables, controllers, remote controls, microphones, software, cartridges, tapes, and manuals with the correct equipment in labeled containers.
Shelving must support the equipment's weight. Heavy computers, televisions, and audio components require strong, stable surfaces. Fragile devices should never sit beneath equipment that could fall or leak.
CRT televisions should remain secure and should not be carelessly stacked. Remove batteries from stored equipment and inspect the compartments for corrosion. Control dust and sunlight while keeping devices accessible for inspection. Maintain testing and repair records, including known problems, replacement parts, repair dates, and the person who completed the work. Regular reviews help identify duplicates, unfinished projects, declining equipment, and items that no longer fit the collection. These devices can be transferred, used for parts, donated appropriately, or responsibly recycled. Vintage electronics may remain useful beyond their original owners. Collectors may want particular models, while other users may need original hardware for music, gaming, computing, or media playback. Repairable devices can become restoration projects involving cleaning, replacement belts, or moderate electrical work. Condition must always be described honestly. State clearly when equipment is untested, does not power on, or powers on without operating correctly. Schools may use vintage electronics to demonstrate changes in engineering, computing, industrial design, communication, and entertainment. Museums and historical organizations may accept representative models related to an exhibition, community, manufacturer, or technological milestone. However, they have limited space and specific policies, so equipment should never be delivered without approval. Theaters, artists, media programs, gaming groups, and community organizations may also use selected devices. Parts reuse offers another option. Motors, switches, knobs, cases, displays, and connectors may help restore similar equipment. Parts devices must be accurately labeled and should never be presented as fully functional. Online collector groups may help owners find recipients. Clear photographs, dimensions, model information, testing results, and honest condition descriptions improve the chance of a successful transfer. Reuse should have a realistic deadline. If no practical restoration, donation, transfer, or parts opportunity exists, recycling may be the best choice. Some vintage electronics eventually reach a condition where restoration or continued storage is no longer practical. Severe corrosion, water damage, cracked housings, missing components, burned circuits, battery leakage, and years of environmental exposure may make repair unrealistic. Replacement parts may be unavailable, or restoration costs may exceed the device's historical, practical, financial, or personal value. Equipment with damaged power cords, exposed wiring, burned parts, unusual odors, or unstable cabinets should not be casually returned to service. Never sell or donate uncertain equipment as functional. Transferring unsafe electronics without disclosure only passes the problem to someone else. Before recycling, determine whether usable components can support another restoration, but parts should also have a realistic destination. Electronics must remain separate from household trash. They contain metals, plastics, specialized glass, wiring, circuit boards, motors, and other materials requiring appropriate handling. Confirm that the selected licensed recycler accepts the specific computers, gaming systems, radios, audio equipment, VCRs, batteries, and CRT televisions involved. CRT equipment may require fees, appointments, quantity limits, or special unloading procedures. Important collections may document why individual devices were recycled rather than preserved. This helps protect meaningful technology while responsibly managing equipment that has reached the end of its useful life. Historical preservation and responsible recycling support the same goal, making informed decisions based on each device's value and condition. Important artifacts can be protected while common, severely damaged, or unusable electronics are directed toward appropriate recycling. A focused collection of representative, documented, and well-maintained equipment often has more historical value than a room filled with duplicates and unidentified devices. Every preserved item should have a purpose. It may represent a milestone, complete a collection, support education, provide access to older media, or remain actively used. Cleaning, battery removal, climate control, careful handling, and regular inspections protect that purpose. Documentation, including model numbers, photographs, repair histories, ownership records, and original accessories, preserves information and gives devices greater context. Regular evaluations prevent temporary storage from becoming permanent neglect. Making decisions early also improves the chance that functional equipment can find a new owner before deterioration occurs. Collectors, schools, museums, repair specialists, artists, media groups, and community organizations may provide responsible destinations. When reuse is no longer practical, recycling allows materials to receive appropriate processing. Balanced ownership means appreciating technological history without creating avoidable problems for the future. Vintage electronics help us experience and understand earlier chapters in the history of innovation. Responsible ownership, however, requires more than placing old devices in storage. Each item should be evaluated according to its condition, historical importance, practical use, repair potential, and realistic demand. Equipment worth preserving should be documented, maintained, and stored properly. Functional devices that no longer fit a collection can be transferred to people or organizations that will actively use them. Severely damaged, unsafe, incomplete, or impractical equipment should not remain forgotten indefinitely. Responsible recycling can recover useful materials and prevent obsolete electronics from becoming permanent clutter or creating future environmental problems. For more information about responsible electronics and battery recycling, reach us by phone, email, or through our website. Preserve the technology worth remembering and responsibly recycle what has reached the end of its journey.